What's up, everybody? John Eric Polai here, and I know many people have been coming to this channel to get MMA content and anything really related to the combat sports world. I just want to start out by saying that will always be here. That's not going anywhere. But as we're now late here in the year in 2023 and going forward into 2024, I do plan on providing some tennis coverage as well. And with that being said, we're going to start with the WTA Finals that will be going down starting this weekend, October 29th through November 5th in Cancun, Mexico. Obviously, great event. The final 8 players in the world are all going to be participating. One brief change before the tournament. That is Maria Sakkari is now in the tournament with Karolina Muchova having to pull out of the tournament with an injury. So welcome in Maria. We had a fantastic year. The way she battled back late in the year after what was a very upsetting 4 majors for her. We saw the emotions on her following the U.S. Open loss. She kind of bounced back in a big way, getting a big tournament win late in the year. So great to see her be able to bounce back, come back, and make this tournament. With it being said, though, we'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet as far as this prediction is going to go. And that is, I think we're kind of down to really 4 players that I think have the best shot of winning this tournament. And that is no disrespect to the other 4 ladies who will not be being talked about here today, because they obviously had fantastic years. They're in the final 8 players in the world. They absolutely can win this tournament. But I think the odds are all in the favor of these 4. And that is the top 4 women ranked in the tournament: Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, and Coco Gauff. Of course, those ladies all fantastic years as well. Obviously, let's start breaking them kind of down and kind of go with the favorite here. We'll start with Coco Gauff. Obviously, fantastic end to the year, winning a few tournaments right in front of the U.S. Open. Then she goes on to win the U.S. Open. What a great moment from being from the United States. Had the crowd behind her. Really was a sweet moment for her. And she carried the success on after that, too. She had a great tournament in Beijing before losing the semis to Iga Swiatek. And listen, if you were Coco Gauff at the beginning of this year, if you sat her down and said, you're going to win a few tournaments before the U.S. Open, you're going to win the U.S. Open and make a big name for yourself, and then go on and have a great tournament in Beijing before losing to Iga, I'm sure Coco would have signed up for that. She's been playing great as of late. And the fact that this is on a hard court where she's been having success really makes her one of those favorites. Then you have Elena Rybakina. Again, very good hardcore player. She lost the Australian Open final this year. I know she kind of struggled a little bit later in the year, had some injuries and whatnot, but she's been playing great. She's had a great tournament in Beijing. She has a great power game that's blended with a very good return game. Really, really like what she does. She's always, when she's healthy, she's on. She's always going to be one of the favorites of the tournament. And then, of course, the big 2 that everybody's been talking about all this year, Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek. Not too much to say about them that nobody already knows. These 2 are absolutely phenomenal. Aryna Sabalenka, you're always going to be at the mercy of her racket whenever she's playing, no matter what tournament it's in. The fact that it's on a hard court, obviously is going to somewhat favor her to some degree, being the fact that she won the Australian Open, lost in the finals of the U.S. Open. But for me, the person I'm going with to win this tournament, that's why I'm saving her for the last, is going to be Iga Swiatek. She came back in a big way after what was a very bad U.S. Open showing for her. She kind of struggled a little bit in that hard court season late in the year leading up to the U.S. Open. And what did she do? She took a little bit of time off, spent some time practicing, made a major adjustment to the way she was playing. You saw in that Beijing tournament that she won, took a little bit of speed off of her serve. That allowed her to really set that really good return game that she has. She's arguably the best returner in women's tennis, and just seeing what she did there, I think you have to put her as kind of the favorite to win this one at this moment in time. Not to mention this, we know she's a hell of a competitor. She always comes to play, and she's so mentally tough and hard to get out of there. She actually got to Cancun very, very early just to try to adjust to everything and really put herself in that right mindset. When she's dialed in that way, she's hard to beat. Obviously, these other girls could do it. They're the top 8 players in the world, especially talking about the girls that we spoke about earlier. But just seeing that adjustment she made to her game, that mental side of it with her getting down there earlier, it just seems that all the momentum is on Iga's side. We'll see if it does play out that way. That's my pick to win it early on. We'll be following that coverage along, and we'll be reacting to the tournament as it goes along and seeing how things all play out there. So can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see how the round robin plays itself out before getting into the semis and the finals there. So going to be a fun tournament. Can't wait to see it. Hope you guys are going to enjoy it as well.